is your life?
My honor is my life.
What is your fate?
My duty is my fate.
What is your fear?
My fear is to fail.
What is your reward?
My salvation is my reward.
What is your craft?
My craft is death.
What is your pledge?
My pledge is eternal service.
After playing Black Myth Wukong, such a wonderful, just wonderful game, right? Then having to play that disappointing and bland Star Wars Outlaws, playing Warhammer 40k Space Marines 2 made everything all fucking right in the world while playing this grim dark future that is the 40k universe as Titus again. Now this video will be full of spoilers from story to online PvP mode to the operations mode. It's sort of like a before you buy video from I think GameRanks, but I'll be telling you my thoughts on the game. So, the story. The story was shorter than I expected, but it had so much impact and depth in it. Like, you can just feel so much of that depth and meaning behind every word and every action being taken. It was like legit looking into another world, and I was legit engaged in all of it. Watching the NPCs talk to each other, hype each other up, hearing Titus and everyone speak to each other and talk about Xenos and Chaos and everything, right? It just felt great. It felt believable. It felt just so engaging and immersive and honest to God, just overall just amazing to play. I found myself caring a lot about these pixels on my fucking screen, calling them my brothers as we fight Xenos and Chaos Marines together. The game is so fucking good. However, there are some issues I will address later. So with that being said, let's get into the story. Simple enough, Titus was part of Death Watch after going through years, and I mean literal, like almost a century of servitude as a Death Watch Black Shield. He was able to become an Ultramarine once again, given a second chance after a surgery that made him a Primus. I'm pretty sure that's what they made him due to this surgery that, you know, after 2 days of rest, he said, fuck it, I'm going back to battle. He would join the Ultramarines to help defend a planet from Xenos where they are honestly just fucking everything up, right? Just swarming everything, eating and destroying it, all types of life. It's it's fucking insane. So this is where we do meet Gadriel and Chiron. As they get to talk with Titus and soon learn more about him, they gradually start questioning him and if he truly is one of them. What I love about this game is that even if they have suspicions and their trust is faltering, there isn't some cringe lines and just them trying to like sneakily just try to get as much information as possible and, you know, add so much drama to everything, right? They handle a lot of these problems personally and talk to each other. Titus will take none of that, with all that distrust. Like, he understands it. He understands the wild actions. He doesn't hold it against his brothers because he knows it will come natural with, what happened before and him being a Black Shield and him being a Death Watch and the whole situation that caused sort of like his fall at the end of the first Space Marines. I also find it incredible and fucking awesome that later on in the story, they do have a moment to really show how loyal Titus is to the Imperium and to his brothers so many times. Like, man, it's just so fun and impactful to play this game. Also, really great how he becomes sort of like a mentor to many of the Ultramarines there, especially Gadriel and Chiron, because a lot of them just don't have much experience when it comes to fighting Xenos and stuff like that. I think it's pretty much just orcs they've been fighting, but Xenos hasn't been something they fought until recently in this game. But here we go with Titus, who fought everything basically under the sun, just going ahead and sharing his own combat experience with them. So, most of the story tells us about how the high command of the tech priests have reconstructed the artifact that caused a whole fucking crazy situation in the fucking first game and ruined Titus's life. And, they reconstructed it, and they are going to use this as a sort of power source for a super weapon. Which for this project, I think it was probably called Project Aurora. They went ahead and are trying to put this project together, and they are having Titus and the boys bring together the people in charge to actually finish this project. However, the actual leader fucking dies in a crash and we just saved his ass, right? So we have to go ahead and get his apprentice to actually finish his work. At this point in the game, we start encountering more Chaos Marines and minions of Chaos more and more until we have to help make sure the project in of itself isn't fully taken over by the agents of Chaos, right? Like the Chaos Marines and so on. So we have to go ahead and liberate it and do all this and that. And, eventually we do get to the apprentice, who seems to have made everything all work. But it's revealed, shocker to everyone, that the entire project was guided and proposed by agents of Chaos to create a usable way to use said artifact. So, oof, sorry for that guy. I'm sure many tech priests will be executed for this fucking shit show that happened after the game's events. So, after this, we do go ahead and, fight a little bit of the big bad of this specific campaign. Then after he escapes and fucks off somewhere else, we do get this amazing battle scene holding a flag while gunning down demons coming out of a portal until, the Primarch, I'm pretty sure it's Primarch Calgar, shows up, and it's just pure awesome shit, man. It's just pure testosterone, full-on amazement, full-on glory to the Emperor, amazing Imperium, 40k shit. It's just truly fucking baller. By the end of the game, by the last mission, we have to start turning these objects, these big old objects in the air to sort of weaken the sort of like, the mechanisms of this big whole, fucking project. And the squad would join Calgar to try and fight Imura. I'm pretty sure Imura, which is the big bad of everything, right? In a final battle, which honestly wasn't too crazy or hard because it's just more of a set piece for the full-on display that shows like us and Calgar fully defeating Imura, and Titus has reclaimed the trust of everyone for the most part and marks the rise of Titus again. And most of the time we didn't really defeat him personally, we didn't get his health bar down to 0, but it was just a sort of set piece or sort of way to gradually get you more immersed in the events of the game, because it's just that much more engaging when you're watching this in a sort of movie setting and you're just sort of driving it towards that direction. And it's just really great to see. It's very engaging. It's very lovely to the eye. I just love it. I personally love the story. I love the whole direction. And I don't mind not personally defeating the guy, but him dying in a cutscene is whatever. But I enjoyed the overall story, the overall gameplay, and just having an amazing time in this whole, journey with Titus overall. The campaign is just so fucking amazing. I truly did just enjoy the campaign. The story was great, and just fighting for the glory of the Emperor is just it's fully satisfying, right? Especially with the combat that just makes you feel so much more like a badass, right? The parries, the counters, the multiple weapons to switch and use and go crazy on Xenos and Chaos Marines. The executions, oh my god, are crazy satisfying, bloody, gory. Fuck, I want to play some more, man. It's also kind of funny that like with the smaller enemies, right, if you just dodge into them, they'll just like, die because you weigh like 5 tons, so you just walk over to them and just bully them away. It's just really funny, especially with like the more humanoid, the more humanoid smaller enemies. It's just you just smack them away with your body weight. Fucking hilarious. Now let's talk about more of the custom character. So when you are playing your custom character, it's a whole different ball game, right? Since now you can upgrade your classes, your guns, and have perk trees and skill trees for yourself and weapons and so on, and classes, whatever. It just overall just enhances your combat abilities, and it's just great. The fun part, just you know, you just gotta play the game. You know, that's the great thing. You know, all you gotta do is just play the game to unlock everything you need to do, and just make sure that you got the right stuff and so on. But there is a bit of a problem I'll get to in a bit, but it's not something that I think will be terribly a problem, but maybe for a good amount of people. And I'm a good amount of people, so I might not. We'll get to it. We'll get to it. The customization is pretty fucking baller, as you can pretty much customize any part of your Space Marine. It's not terribly in-depth, right? You can just change different positions of, like, you know, your symbols and stuff like that. But, you know, you do gotta unlock them from different chapters in the unlock menu. I don't even remember what it's really called. I'm pretty sure it's called the Honorly or some shit like that. I wasn't really paying attention. I would just, you know, pressing it just to see all the shit I could fucking unlock. You know, you can purchase colors, emblems, and more. And the more you play, the more you unlock more fucking drip too. So obviously, I'm a fan of that. And when I say purchase, not with real money. You know, currency you do get from, you know, playing the operations and the PvP mode. With your custom Space Marine that you went ahead and, you know, customize as much as you want, doesn't matter, even though some of the colors you fuckers go ahead and put together mind boggle the fuck out of me, but whatever, right? The PvE operations are available to you to play with randoms, friends, whatever, right? And you pick a class where it can be annoying where some people will choose the class you prefer, but not one class can be, you know, chosen by multiple different people. It has to be different classes for each person, and each squad has 3 people. So, you know, no one can be the same class, which, you know, kind of sucks, but, you know, there's multiple different classes to choose from, so that's nice. It's fine. But when you do play missions that do coincide with the main campaign, it just feels so fucking cool to, you know, help Titus and, you know, your own, like, sort of section, your own 2nd Battalion, I'm pretty sure, the 2nd Division here, you know, just help the overall events of the campaign and, you know, just see everything from a different perspective. It's really fucking cool. In PvP, I had some issues with the PvP until I realized I'm playing the PvP wrong. I was playing the game like I would kill whoever, do whatever, fucking Call of Duty, fucking Gears of War type shit. But no, like the multiplayer for the PvP and everything, it plays like a fucking hero shooter where everyone's classes has to cover the other class's weaknesses, which does make sense when, you know, after about a game or two, I started looking at it like as I'm getting fucking shit on, that the team are all just together. They're all just focusing and helping each other out. So I'm sitting here getting shit on, like, you know, running towards them. And I'm just wondering, like, what am I doing wrong? But it's because the team is their teams are all covering each other's bases. So I think that's a wonderful way to make your multiplayer, because, you know, it's okay, right? But it's not my thing, right? The game modes don't really mirror this aspect too well, because some of these game modes you need to, you know, cover it yourself, like domination. But then if like 2 whatever enemies come over, you're basically just fucked, right? You can't kill one because 2 other ones are shooting at you as well. So it's just, yeah, it's not the greatest, at least for me. Like I can see the appeal to it, but it's not my thing. Now, the things that I have a problem with the game is how the game doesn't really have a great gameplay cycle loop to it, right? We get like 6 to 7 operations, a kind of short campaign, and a hero shooter-esque style multiplayer PvP mode. And honestly, I don't see the gameplay loop going, you know, too far. Playing with friends is pretty nice. It helps extend the sort of duration of how you want to play this game. Randoms, I guess, are nice too, but when servers are so fucked you can't load in, or the frame rate fucking dies on you until your squad kills more Xenos, whoever, to free everything up, where you can start a multiplayer game for some server, and, you know, it just shits on you. Like, it just full on just says, well, the server failed, so we're not loading in the game yet, so we're just gonna wait another like 100 seconds or whatever the fuck, right? It's kind of hard to keep playing the game when the game isn't letting you either play, or it's kind of hard to play due to all the frame rate issues, right? I will also say that the graphics aren't that great here and there. I don't know if it's the frame rate or my system not being able to keep up, or it's not optimized enough, but I do see like this sort of blurry sort of situation going on, and some of the visuals not being the best it could be. But I'm sure, you know, I hope that everything will be patched out and fixed at some point very, very soon. So for me, I'm giving Warhammer 40k Space Marines 2, I'm giving this game an 8 out of 10. Great and fun story, wonderful but limited operations. I wish we had more of it, and a flawed PvP mode that just isn't for me. You're not even able to execute other players or anything. And you know, yeah, it's not for me, right? Along with some technical and visual issues with a questionable game loop, it's still a top tier game, but some things need to be addressed. I just want to be able to play the game more and not feel like I'll be playing the same missions over and over again, just with different classes and trying to level them up and unlock more weapons. Well, you know, different tiers of weapons that technically make them more powerful, give them more upgrades to properly spread our Emperor's will. I don't think everyone will want to unlock everything, especially when doing, you know, the same sort of missions in PvP that for me isn't the best. Maybe they like it, maybe they prefer that side. I don't know. People have their preferences, right? But I just don't feel like repeating the same sort of. I don't feel like repeating the same sort of. I just repeated myself, honestly, right there. But I don't feel like doing the same missions all over again, and I don't feel like playing the PvP that I don't really vibe with, like over and over again, just to upgrade my shit, if that makes any sense. I'm pretty sure that they will add more DLC and, you know, story content and more content in general to the game. And, you know, for me, I think this whole game is just a fucking treat and a half. It's just amazing. I'd love to hop on and kill more Xenos in a horde-like shooter if I don't want to spread democracy in Helldivers 2, because Helldivers 2 is now, it's getting a little bit tiring, man. I'm not gonna lie. I did have fun with the game, and I just hope when the game fully releases Monday, I'm pretty sure, and some time passes, they introduce more operations and drip for people to enjoy, along with more campaigns for us to enjoy as we play as Titus in this crazy adventure and crazy world that is Warhammer 40k. And do I think this game offers enough to warrant being at like bare minimum $70 content wise? Questionable, but the experience, the story, and overall impact of the world, you know, that hits you like a fucking truck, you know, it makes me feel like it's worth it. Now, let me ask you guys a few questions. Will you guys be playing Warhammer 40k Space Marines 2? Did my video help you decide whether on getting it or not? Let me know in the comments below, and, you know, just share your thoughts in general on the video, the game, the world of Warhammer. Just let me know. Let's have a discussion about it. I love talking to you guys in the comments. It's fucking great. I hope you guys have a great day. Thanks for the support, and subscribe. It really does help the channel a lot. Stay safe and healthy mentally, emotionally, and physically. See you guys later.